Have you ever stopped to think about what truly motivates someone to embark on an extraordinary journey like that of the Magi in the story of Jesus' birth? In the Enigmatic Magicians, their journey, their gifts, and the legacy of the wise, full documentary, we delve deeply into the mysteries and motivations of these sages who, guided by a mysterious star, left behind kingdoms and comforts in search of something that transcends ordinary understanding. It seems counterintuitive that individuals from different cultures and backgrounds would unite for a single mission, but it is precisely this that makes this story so fascinating and relevant to this day. Imagine facing unimaginable challenges, crossing deserts and mountains, all because you believe in a divine promise. This epic journey of the kings is not just an ancient narrative, but a reflection of the internal and external struggles each of us faces in seeking our own purpose. Perhaps you have felt lost, directionless, yearning for a light to guide you through the darkness. It is exactly this star that symbolizes the hope and unwavering faith that drives us to keep going, even when everything seems uncertain. But what is the true legacy of these Magi? Beyond the symbolic gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh, they left a lasting impact that goes far beyond the pages of the Gospel of Matthew. Their actions teach us about the importance of wisdom, humility, and inclusion in our own lives. In a world where we often value immediacy and materialism, the story of the Magi invites us to reflect on what truly matters and how our choices can shape our destiny in surprising ways. This documentary is not just a historical retrospective, but an exploration of the timeless teachings that the Magi left us. You will discover how their actions and decisions can be applied to our modern reality, helping us navigate the complexities of life with greater clarity and purpose. Through interviews with theologians, historians, and experts in persuasive communication, we uncover the secrets behind this story and how it can transform our worldview. Additionally, we address the mysterious star that guided them, discussing scientific theories and spiritual interpretations that attempt to explain this enigmatic phenomenon. Was the star truly a divine sign, or just a rare astronomical event? This duality between faith and reason is one of the main points of debate we explore, offering a balanced view that stimulates curiosity and reflection. Through an engaging narrative filled with practical examples, this documentary invites you to embark on a journey of self-discovery and enlightenment. Like the Magi, we are all seekers on our own journeys, searching for answers and meanings that go beyond the obvious. Are we following our own mysterious star, or are we missing the signs that life offers us? Prepare to be inspired, challenged, and transformed by a story that continues to resonate with relevance and depth. The Enigmatic Magicians is not just a look into the past, but an invitation for each of us to discover our own legacy of faith, worship, and wisdom. In the heart of the story of Jesus' birth, the Magi play a fundamental role that goes far beyond mere visitors. These wise men, also known as the Three Kings, are fascinating figures that emerge from the Gospel of Matthew, bringing with them deep mysteries and symbolism. Imagine the scene. Men from distant lands, guided by a mysterious star, leaving behind their comfortable lives in search of something greater. This journey is not only geographical but also spiritual, reflecting an unwavering quest for divine truths. The inclusion of the Magi in the narrative of Jesus' birth highlights the universality of the Christian message. They represent not only leaders of nations, but also seekers of wisdom who recognize the importance of events that transcend cultural and religious boundaries. The presence of these kings guides us to understand that the gospel is not exclusive to one people, but is intended for all who seek light and truth. This idea deeply resonates with our current reality, where inclusion and diversity are more valued than ever. The Magi bring with them a wealth of symbolism through their gifts. Gold, myrrh, and frankincense are not merely objects of material value, but represent essential aspects of Jesus' identity as King, divinity, and suffering one. These gifts reflect the complexity of the divine purpose and the multifaceted mission of Jesus on earth. Just as these wise men recognize the importance of these symbols, we are invited to look beyond the obvious and understand the deeper layers of our own spiritual journeys. The story of the Magi also teaches us about the importance of faith and persistence. In an era without the conveniences of modern travel, the journey to Bethlehem was filled with challenges and uncertainties. However, driven by belief in prophecy and guided by celestial signs, these kings demonstrate unwavering confidence in the divine plan. This example of faith inspires us to maintain trust in our own paths, even when facing seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Furthermore, the presence of the Magi underscores the idea that Jesus' birth was an event that transcended human expectations and earthly limits. They were not merely passive observers, but active participants in fulfilling a greater purpose. This active participation reminds us that we all have a role to play in the larger stories unfolding around us, and that our actions, no matter how small they may seem, can have significant impacts. The interaction between the Magi and the inhabitants of Bethlehem offers a rich insight into the cultural and religious dynamics of the time. Coming from different backgrounds, these wise men brought with them varied traditions and knowledge, enriching the gospel narrative with a diversity that reflects the complexity of the ancient world. This diversity mirrors our current society, where the exchange of knowledge and experiences among different cultures enriches our collective understanding. As we reflect on the journey of the Magi, we are invited to consider our own paths in search of meaning and purpose. Just as these kings followed the star, each of us has our own guiding stars, whether they are passions, dreams, or spiritual convictions that direct us in our lives. This powerful metaphor encourages us to identify and follow our own sources of inspiration, keeping us aligned with our deepest values and goals. The figure of the Magi also challenges us to think about what we consider valuable in our own lives. The gifts they offered symbolize fundamental aspects that we value: leadership, spirituality, and sacrifice. These values are timeless and continue to be relevant in building our identities and how we interact with the world around us. Reevaluating what we consider valuable can help us realign our actions with our deepest principles. Additionally, the story of the Magi is an invitation to contemplate the role of destiny and choice in our lives. The star that guided them can be seen as a symbol of signs and opportunities that arise in our paths. The decision to follow this sign, even without guarantees, reflects the tension between what is predestined and what we actively choose. This duality is something we all face, balancing between trusting the flow of life and taking conscious initiatives to shape our destiny. Finally, the journey of the Magi reminds us of the importance of recognizing and celebrating the mysterious and sacred moments in our own lives. Just as they acknowledge the significance of the event they witnessed, we are invited to value the moments that connect us with something greater than ourselves. These moments of revelation and discovery are essential for personal and spiritual growth, encouraging us to continually seek the knowledge and wisdom that enrich our lives. The Magi's journey to Bethlehem is a true epic of faith and determination. Imagine setting out from a distant land, facing unfamiliar terrains and unpredictable challenges, all guided by a mysterious star shining in the night sky. This story is not just about a physical voyage, but also about profound trust in something greater. It's like deciding to pursue a dream without clearly seeing the path ahead. The faith these kings demonstrated is an inspiring example of how believing in the unknown can lead us to incredible places. During this epic journey, the Magi faced numerous obstacles that tested their persistence and courage. Treacherous roads, harsh weather, and uncertainty about what they would find in Bethlehem were daily realities for these wise men. Yet, it was precisely their determination that kept them steadfast. In our own lives, we often encounter challenging situations that seem insurmountable. The Magi's story teaches us the importance of staying focused and faithful, even when everything around us suggests otherwise. The mysterious star that guided the Magi can be compared to our own sources of inspiration and motivation. Whether it's a personal goal, a passion, or a deep belief, we all have something that drives us forward. For instance, someone dreaming of writing a book might feel discouraged by the difficulties, but it's that inner star that keeps them on track. Like the kings, we must identify and trust our own guides to achieve our goals. This story also highlights the importance of being open to the signs and signals life presents to us. Often, these signs can go unnoticed amid the hustle of daily routines. The Magi, attuned to the details of the heavens, recognized the significance of the star and chose to follow it, even without guarantees. Similarly, we must remain alert to opportunities that arise in our paths and have the courage to act when we feel something greater is guiding us. Moreover, the Magi's journey symbolizes the pursuit of knowledge and truth. They were not merely searching for a leader, but for someone who represented hope and renewal. This relentless quest for wisdom is something we can all embody in our lives. Whether through reading, education, or personal experiences, continually seeking knowledge helps us grow and better understand the world around us. Another fascinating aspect of this journey is the collaboration between different cultures and forms of wisdom. The Magi came from diverse lands, each bringing unique traditions and knowledge. This diversity enriched the gospel narrative, showing that true faith transcends borders and unites people from different backgrounds. In today's society, this lesson is more relevant than ever, encouraging the appreciation of diversity and collaboration between various perspectives. The Magi's determination also reflects the importance of having clear goals and a defined vision. They knew exactly what they were seeking and were willing to do whatever it took to fulfill their purpose. This clarity of purpose is essential for anyone striving for great achievements. Setting clear goals and maintaining a focused vision helps channel our efforts effectively and overcome the obstacles that arise along the way. Additionally, the faith demonstrated by the kings is a powerful reminder that believing in something greater can give us strength during difficult times. When facing adversities, this faith can be the anchor that keeps us steady and resilient. For example, many people find comfort and strength in their spiritual beliefs or a supportive community, which gives them the courage to move forward, even when everything seems lost. The journey also teaches us about the importance of patience and resilience. The Magi didn't arrive in Bethlehem immediately. Their arduous journey likely took days, perhaps weeks, filled with uncertainties. Patience is a vital virtue in our own journeys, where desired results often take time to materialize. Learning to be resilient and remain calm during waiting periods can make all the difference in achieving our dreams. Finally, the story of these wise men invites us to reflect on our own spiritual journey and how we can align our steps with our deepest values. Just as the Magi were guided by a star, we too can find direction in our principles and beliefs. This alliance between faith and action is fundamental to building a life of meaning and purpose. The next chapter of this fascinating story takes us to explore the symbolic gifts the kings brought, each carrying profound significance. The gifts brought by the Magi are more than mere objects of value. Each carries profound meaning that resonates with the essence of the gospel. Gold, for example, symbolizes Jesus' kingship, highlighting his authority and sovereignty from the very beginning. Imagine gifting someone gold today. It's a gesture that recognizes their worth and position. Similarly, the Magi acknowledge Jesus as the King of Kings, a recognition that transcends the material and touches the spiritual. Frankincense, another gift offered, represents the divinity and priestly role of Jesus. This sacred aroma was used in religious rituals, connecting the earthly to the divine. Reflecting on this prompts us to consider how our daily actions can be sacred and meaningful. For instance, someone dedicating time to meditation or prayer is, in a way, offering symbolic incense, seeking a deeper connection with the divine in their own life. Myrrh, the third gift, foreshadows Jesus' suffering and death, adding a layer of complexity to the Magi's narrative. This gift serves as a reminder that, even in moments of celebration and recognition, there is an acknowledgement of vulnerability and the challenges to come. In our lives, this parallels those times when we celebrate achievements while remaining aware of future challenges. balancing joy with preparation for what lies ahead. These symbolic gifts not only honor Jesus, but also encapsulate the essence of the gospel, which is multifaceted and profound. Gold, frankincense, and myrrh represent different aspects of Jesus' mission as King, God, and suffering servant, each complementing the other to form a complete understanding of his identity and purpose. This teaches us to appreciate the diversity of aspects in our own spiritual and personal journeys, recognizing that each part contributes to the whole. Moreover, the Magi's choice of gifts reflects deep wisdom and an understanding of prophecy. They did not merely choose expensive gifts, but symbols with specific and enduring significance. This inspires us to be more thoughtful and deliberate in our own choices, always seeking to give what is most meaningful and appropriate for each occasion, whether in personal relationships or acts of faith. The offering of these gifts is also an act of worship and recognition. By presenting gold, frankincense, and myrrh, the Magi express their reverence and admiration for Jesus. This gesture of worship is something we can all incorporate into our lives, whether through small acts of kindness, recognizing the qualities of others, or expressing gratitude for the blessings we receive. It reminds us that worship can take many forms and that every gesture, no matter how small, holds value. The story of these gifts invites us to look beyond the material and understand the symbolic value behind what we give and receive. In a world where we often value the tangible and immediate, remembering the deeper meaning behind gifts can help us build more meaningful and intentional relationships. For example, when giving a gift, we can think about the symbolism and the message we wish to convey, making the gesture more significant and memorable. The Magi also teach us the importance of aligning our actions with our values and beliefs. Their choice of gifts was not random, but carefully thought out to reflect the true nature of Jesus. Similarly, our actions and choices should reflect our deepest values and beliefs. This creates a more authentic and coherent life, where what we do is in harmony with who we are and what we believe. Additionally, the generosity demonstrated by the Magi in offering such valuable gifts is an inspiring example. In our own lives, we can learn to be generous not only with material goods, but also with our time, attention, and love. Small acts of generosity can have a significant impact on those around us, strengthening connections and fostering an environment of mutual support and care. The depth of the Magi's gifts also encourages us to seek depth in our own lives. Rather than settling for superficialities, we are urged to explore what truly matters and invest in aspects that bring genuine meaning and purpose. This can translate into pursuing continuous personal growth, deepening our relationships, and seeking a more profound understanding of our faith and spirituality. Finally, the symbolic gifts of the Magi invite us to reflect on what we consider valuable and meaningful in our lives. They challenge us to look beyond the immediate and the material, seeking what truly resonates with our essence and purpose. This reflection helps align our actions with our deepest goals, creating a more balanced, meaningful, and purpose-driven life. As we delve deeper into the significance of the Magi's gifts, we prepare to explore the cultural and theological importance of this fascinating narrative in the next topic. The inclusion of the Magi in the story of Jesus' birth goes beyond a simple narrative. It carries deep cultural and theological significance that resonates through the centuries. These wise men, coming from distant lands such as Persia, Babylon, and Arabia, represent the convergence of different cultures and knowledge, illustrating how faith and the pursuit of wisdom transcend geographical and ethnic boundaries. This cultural diversity of the Magi underscores the universality of the gospel message, showing that salvation and divine truth are accessible to all, regardless of their origin. From a theological perspective, the presence of the Magi in the Gospel of Matthew highlights the fulfillment of Old Testament prophecies, especially those that predicted the coming of a king who would bring salvation not only to Israel but to all nations. This reinforces the idea that Jesus' mission is global, encompassing all of humanity. The interaction between the Magi and the local kings of Bethlehem also symbolizes the submission of earthly powers to divine authority, emphasizing the supremacy of Jesus as the King of Kings. Culturally, The Magi bring elements of their own traditions and religious practices, enriching the narrative with a blend of rituals and symbolism. The use of incense in Persian rituals, for example, echoes the Magi's act of offering this gift to Jesus, creating a bridge between the old and the new. This fusion of traditions highlights the continuity and renewal of religious practices, demonstrating how faith can evolve and adapt without losing its essence. The story of the Magi also reflects the interaction between different belief systems and the possibility of interfaith dialogue. In an increasingly globalized world, this lesson is more relevant than ever. The Magi, although coming from distinct religious contexts, recognize the importance of Jesus' birth and decide to honor him. This inspires us to seek understanding and mutual respect among different beliefs and traditions, promoting harmonious and enriching coexistence. Theologically, the Magi's journey symbolizes the quest for truth and spiritual enlightenment. They not only follow the star, but also seek to understand the meaning of the celestial phenomenon. This quest mirrors the spiritual journey that many of us undertake in search of meaning and purpose in our lives. The Magi's willingness to leave behind their comfortable routines for a greater mission teaches us about the importance of following our deepest callings and inspirations. Furthermore, the presence of the Magi highlights the inclusivity of the Christian message. By including characters from different backgrounds and social statuses, the story reinforces that faith and salvation are not exclusive to a specific group, but are open to all who seek truth and divine light. This message of inclusion is fundamental in building a diverse and welcoming faith community where each individual, regardless of their history or origin, is valued and recognized. The interaction between the Magi and the local kings of Bethlehem also offers a rich tapestry of symbols and metaphors that enrich the narrative. The exchange of gifts, for instance, can be seen as an act of cultural exchange, where different traditions meet and harmonize. This cultural interchange reflects the importance of collaboration and cooperation among different groups in building a more cohesive and supportive society. From a historical standpoint, the presence of the Magi also connects us to ancient traditions of wisdom and study. These sages were often associated with practices of astrology, astronomy, and mysticism, fields that we now recognize as precursors to modern science. This historical connection reminds us of the ongoing human quest for knowledge and understanding, whether through faith, science, or other forms of inquiry. The theology behind the inclusion of the Magi also emphasizes God's sovereignty in guiding historical events according to his divine plan. The Magi's journey, guided by a mysterious star, is a clear manifestation of divine intervention in human history. This reinforces the belief that, regardless of the circumstances, there is a higher power directing and guiding our lives, offering hope and confidence even in times of uncertainty. Culturally, the figure of the Magi has inspired various artistic and literary expressions over the centuries. From Renaissance paintings to contemporary films, the image of these sages has been reinterpreted and adapted, reflecting the ongoing influence of their story in popular culture. This cultural influence is a testament to the enduring relevance and resonance of the Magi narrative in the collective imagination and artistic expression. Finally, the cultural and theological significance of the Magi invites us to reflect on how the stories we choose to tell shape our understanding of the world and ourselves. The narrative of the Magi teaches us about faith, inclusion, wisdom, and divine sovereignty, values that remain fundamental in our current society. By understanding and valuing these cultural and theological aspects, we can build a richer and deeper comprehension of our own history and identity. The mysterious star that guided the Magi to Bethlehem is one of the most fascinating and debated elements of the story of Jesus' birth. This star not only served as a celestial guide, but also symbolizes divine intervention in the lives of the kings and wise men who followed it. The exact nature of this phenomenon remains shrouded in mystery, fueling speculations and theories that attempt to unravel its true meaning. Was it a simple planetary conjunction, a supernova, or a miraculous event? Regardless of the explanation, the star represents a link between the divine and the human, connecting the heavens to the earth in a profoundly symbolic way. Various scientific theories have been proposed to explain the Star of Bethlehem. Astronomers suggest it could have been a conjunction of planets, such as Jupiter and Saturn, which created a bright star in the night sky. Others believe it might have been a shooting star or even a comet. There are still those who advocate for a supernatural explanation, viewing the star as a direct sign of divine intervention in human history. These diverse interpretations show how the star continues to inspire both scientific knowledge and spiritual faith, creating an ongoing dialogue between reason and belief. In the context of the Gospel of Matthew, the star plays a central role in the Magi's narrative. It not only guided them to the location of Jesus' birth, but also symbolizes a light that Jesus brings to the world. This metaphorical light can be seen as the moral and spiritual guidance that Jesus' story offers to his followers. Thus, the star is not merely a physical marker in the sky, but also a symbol of hope and renewal for humanity, reflecting Jesus' mission to illuminate the paths of those seeking truth and salvation. The mysterious star also prompts reflections on the role of signs and signals in our own lives. We often encounter signs that guide us in our personal journeys, whether they are clear or ambiguous. The way the Magi interpreted and followed the star teaches us the importance of being attentive and receptive to the signs that life presents to us. Whether it's an unexpected opportunity, an intuition, or a significant event, these signs can guide us toward our deeper goals and purposes, just as the star guided the kings to Jesus. Furthermore, the Star of Bethlehem serves as a point of convergence between different cultures and traditions. The Magi, coming from distant lands, interpreted the star according to their own knowledge and beliefs. This cultural interaction enriches the story of Jesus' birth, showing how a single phenomenon can have multiple interpretations and meanings. This diversity of perspectives reflects the cultural richness and human capacity to find meaning in events that transcend geographical and temporal boundaries. The mysterious star also highlights the importance of observation and interpretation in the quest for knowledge. The Magi, as scholars and sages, utilize their skills in astronomy and astrology to decipher the meaning of the star. This pursuit of understanding resonates with our own quest for knowledge and truth. Whether through science, philosophy, or spirituality, the star inspires us to explore, question, and seek answers to the mysteries that surround us. Moreover, the star symbolizes the connection between the temporal and the eternal. While the Magi embarked on a physical journey to find the newborn king, the star also represented a spiritual quest for something eternal and transcendent. This duality between the physical and the spiritual is a central feature of the gospel story, reflecting the complexity of the human experience and the ongoing search for meaning and purpose. The presence of the star in the Magi story also leads us to consider the importance of interpreting signs in our own lives. Often, we face situations where signs are not clear, and the decision to follow or ignore them can significantly impact our paths. The faith and intuition of the Magi in following the star teach us to trust our instincts and have the courage to follow our own paths, even when we do not have all the answers. Additionally, the mysterious star serves as a reminder that there are moments in life that challenge our understanding and invite us to contemplate the sacred and the mysterious. These moments of mystery are opportunities for spiritual and personal growth, encouraging us to expand our vision and recognize that not everything can be explained rationally. The star invites us to embrace mystery and find beauty in that which is beyond our immediate comprehension. The star can also be seen as a symbol of inspiration and motivation. Just as the Magi were inspired to follow the star in their search for the king, we also need sources of inspiration that guide us in our own journeys. Whether it's a passion, a purpose, or a vision, these personal stars help us direct our efforts and maintain faith in our goals, even in the face of challenges and uncertainties. Finally, the mysterious star is an invitation to reflect on how we perceive and interpret the signs around us. In a world filled with information and stimuli, learning to discern what is meaningful and what is transient is a valuable skill. The story of the Magi teaches us the importance of seeking and recognizing the signs that guide us toward a greater purpose, encouraging us to live with intention and awareness. The legacy of faith and worship left by the Magi is an inheritance that resonates deeply through the centuries, influencing not only religious history, but also the way we cultivate our spirituality today. The wise men who followed the mysterious star to Bethlehem demonstrated a humility and obedience that serve as a model for all who seek a deeper connection with the divine. This legacy inspires us to reflect on how our own practices of faith and worship can shape our character and our relationship with the world around us. The Magi's worship of Jesus was not merely a symbolic act, but a genuine expression of reverence and admiration. By offering valuable gifts, they recognized Jesus' divinity and royalty, setting a standard for how we should honor and respect what we consider sacred. This gesture of worship is something we can apply in our own lives, whether through prayers, meditations, or acts of kindness that reflect our gratitude and respect for the blessings we receive. Furthermore, the Magi's journey is a testament to personal transformation through faith. They departed from their distant lands, abandoning their comfortable routines in search of something greater, something that transcends the material. This transformation invites all of us to consider how our own faith can lead to positive changes, both internal and external. It might be in the form of volunteering, helping others, or simply cultivating a more compassionate attitude in our daily lives. The Magi also demonstrated the importance of following divine signs and spiritual interpretations in our lives. The mysterious star was a sign that guided them, and their willingness to follow it reflects a deep trust in the divine plan. In our own journeys, we may encounter signs that direct us toward paths of growth and fulfillment. Recognizing and following these signs requires sensitivity and listening to what our heart and spirit tell us, even when the path is not clear. The legacy of the Magi also emphasizes the importance of unity and community in worship. Although they came from different parts of the world, they united around a common purpose: to honor the birth of Jesus. This unity transcends cultural and linguistic differences, showing that faith has the power to bring together people from all walks of life. In our current society, where we often feel divided, this lesson encourages us to seek meaningful connections and work together around shared values and goals. Additionally, the legacy of the Magi reminds us of the importance of persistence in faith. Their journey to Bethlehem was long and filled with challenges, but they maintained their conviction and determination until they reached their destination. This persistence is something we can all incorporate into our own lives, especially when facing difficulties or doubts in our spiritual walk. Staying firm in our beliefs, even in the face of adversity, strengthens our resilience and brings us closer to our spiritual goals. Adopting a posture of humility and obedience, as the Magi did, also teaches us about the importance of surrendering to what is beyond our control. They recognized that there was a divine plan at work and chose to follow that plan, even without guarantees of what they would find. This surrender can be translated into our own lives as the ability to trust the process, accept what we cannot change, and constantly seek to align our actions with our deepest values. Furthermore, the legacy of the Magi highlights the role of inspiration in faith and worship. They were inspired by a star to embark on a journey that would change their lives and influence history. In our own lives, finding sources of inspiration can motivate us to act in ways that reflect our values and beliefs. Whether through spiritual readings, mentors, or personal experiences, seeking continuous inspiration is essential to keeping our faith alive and vibrant. The legacy of faith and worship left by the Magi also encourages us to cultivate a spiritual practice that is authentic and meaningful. They did not act out of obligation, but from a genuine desire to honor and worship. Similarly, our own worship practices should come from a place of authenticity and depth, reflecting our true intentions and hearts. This might mean dedicating time to prayer, participating in religious ceremonies, or simply finding moments of reflection and gratitude in our daily routines. Moreover, the legacy of the Magi underscores the importance of passing on our faith and traditions. Just as these wise men conveyed the story and significance of Jesus' birth through their gifts and their own journey, we are called to share our own experiences and teachings with future generations. This strengthens the continuity of our faith community and ensures that the values and teachings that guide us are preserved and enriched over time. Finally, the legacy of faith and worship left by the Magi invites all of us to reflect on how our own faith influences our actions and relationships. By incorporating the values of humility, obedience, inspiration, and unity into our lives, we can create a positive impact, not only on our own spiritual journeys, but also on the community around us. Thus, the legacy of the Magi remains alive, inspiring us to live with purpose, intention, and a faith that transcends the ordinary. Now that you have explored the incredible journey of the Magi, reflected on their symbolic gifts, and understood the depth of their legacy of faith and worship, how about applying these teachings to your own life? Think about how faith and wisdom can guide your daily decisions and help you face challenges with greater confidence. Have you identified your own mysterious star that drives you forward, even when the path seems uncertain? Share with us in the comments how you plan to incorporate these values of humility, obedience, and inspiration into your routine. Are we truly attentive to the signs that life presents to us, or are we letting growth and transformation opportunities slip away? Challenge yourself to pursue your own goals with the determination and persistence of the Magi. What gifts are you willing to offer to the world around you to honor your beliefs and values? Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and activate notifications to continue learning about fascinating and inspiring stories like this one. Join us on this journey of discovery and wisdom, and let's build together a legacy of faith and knowledge. Your participation is essential for us to continue exploring topics that truly make a difference in our lives.